didn't have to do no jail time. And he took 7. They was like, yo, you could get probation. Your boy is looking at 15. Y'all can split his time and do 7 and 7. How many people you know doing that? Right? Instead of your man doing 15 years, you took half his time. And he out before you. So I look at him like, yo, Bobby Shmurda's a loyal dude. Even like I look at what you call this situation. Look at Sean. Look at Sean. Sean went to jail for holding Diddy down. And Diddy, you could have took probation, but you let that man do 10 years for holding you down because you felt like he didn't have to go to that extent.
Facts.
So hopefully he came home to a lot of money.
Oh yeah, even if he didn't come home with money from Diddy, he like Def Jam signed him to 6 figures up front. So he got deported, but yeah, he got deported. He still made some like I think he's comfortable, but
he's like a senator or something like in this country.
Yeah,
he's
a politician.
Like some type of diplomat. Yeah, he's a diplomat.
He's a politician. Yeah, but I look at it like, yo, like, because my whole thing is if you decide to get in the game, however that looks, like as I was saying, like when you got caught up, I was telling him like you gotta abide by those rules. And I'm where I'm at, and I still believe that. Like, I'll look at you for prime example, yo. I got caught up one time, right? I was like, I got hit up to do the grand jury shit. So I said, how do I get out of this? Because I was in school, so I can't like run from it. They was like, go in and say like, you know, you don't like cops and don't listen to that, right? So I go in like hoodied up, like or whatever, not even dressed up. And I'm like, yeah, like I think all cops is assholes or whatever. They still put me on, right? But the great thing about grand jury is you don't have to vote. You don't have to vote. As long as they get, I think it's like 20 people. As long as they get 16, it passes or whatever, right? Yo, I will never forget this, yo. This one I knew at a young age because I was young. I wasn't even on the Raiders at this time. I was young. I want to say I just hit 18. I just hit the age to be able to do this. When I knew, yo, streets change. A dude came in and he got shot. They got the footage. They showed the grand jury everything. They got the footage of him getting shot. The next day, his man shot the dude who shot him. He was in there telling on his man that shot the person who shot him. And I was like, what?
Yo, hold on.
Was he trying to beat the case himself?
Yeah, he got caught up for something else. Yep, he got caught up for something else, and that was getting him less time.
Are you kidding me, yo?
Yo, bro, it's crazy. First of all, not only did like he get shot, but they got jumped. So they jumped him. Now, you know, I'll tell you, they jumped him and then shot him. So to me, that's like overkill. Like y'all wild and then shot him.
That's meditated. It's like you premeditated.
So yeah, so I'm thinking like, yo, he did something because they beat you down, then shot you, but then your boy held you down. And you in there telling on the dude who so cool, right? That's why I'm like, okay, things change. I can't picture that, yo. Like I can't see that, but like out here in Chicago, one thing I like about Chicago's a carry state. I'm fortunate enough that I have no Fs. The first thing I did when I got out here, bro, was put in for that license, right? And I made my girl do it. Because one, I think like just the way the world is, you gotta protect yourself. I feel like we're gonna be fortunate enough to be in a position to where we'll end up living in a neighborhood, everybody don't look like us, which comes with its own problems. I would gladly protect my family.
Yep.
I'd do it if I wasn't able to have a life, like anything for my family.
Yep, that's
right. Like, yo, I think people who look like us need to, if we in a state where we could carry, be responsible, but carry.
Yep.
It's like, yo, like they got this slogan. I think they say it in New York now too. But like another thing that was crazy that dudes in Chicago said. One of the dudes like, yo, I want to change, but because I want to change, don't mean that dude that I'm into it with want to change too. You have no choice but to stay out here. And I'm like, yo, the average person is not gonna understand that.
Facts.
Is not gonna, and I'm thinking about writing a paper now on like violence as a means of survival, because I don't think people understand that. That people aren't, I don't think, inherently violent. But sometimes that's what you got to do to make it out of a situation, right? I remember me and my brother, my twin brother, just a little shorter than me, but we the same size. I remember, you know, I'm sure y'all know how the South Bronx is. It's nothing but different projects or whatever. You never walk through somebody's neighborhood back in the day. That's something I'm glad you can kind of do now. If you you ain't really got to know somebody to walk through somebody, like, you know, hop out real quick, go in the store. But back in the day, you wasn't posting up on somebody's block. That wasn't happening. I remember walking to the pool, yo. We walked into the little St. Mary's pool, and we got jumped, right? And I'm like, yo. Normally, people would just like try to fight you one-on-one, but I'm like, yeah, we two fucking big black niggas. Like they gonna. I remember like picking the bottle up, busting the edge, and it's like, all right, like, because I don't want to stab one of them. Like that's not inherently in me. I feel like I could get busy one-on-one. 2 of y'all, 3 of y'all, I could get busy. 15 of y'all. I gotta get out of here. So if I gotta bust, like that just is what it is. But let me have.
You gotta match the situation.
Yeah, but let you be in that situation, hit one of them, and they bleed out.
Facts.
You fucked. Even though you was protecting yourself, they don't care about that shit.
Facts.
They feel like you went.
Now you need a deal for 35 years and shit. Yeah.
You know, first offense.
Hear the story and shit. They don't care about the story, yo. They just care about the outcome.
God.
That's it. Now you're taking a deal.
Facts.
No matter what, yo. Self-defense doesn't matter, yo. 35 years, okay. At least it ain't life. At least it ain't life.
And that's some people's mentality is like, yo, it ain't life. I got a date, right? I got a come home date. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't even understand, like, one thing that I think everybody knows, but people don't want to chance their life is we all say that if everybody right now who had a docket, everybody took it to trial, the courts were shut down, right? But people don't want to play with their life. It's easy to say. I sit there and tell people all the time, like, yo, you know the court, they can't take all y'all to trial. They don't got the means to do it, and especially because it's law that you have the right to a speedy trial. If you say, yo, I want a speedy trial, which a lot of people don't do, because they think they need as much time to gather evidence, not knowing that they still collecting evidence, like 9 out of 10. But
right now, yo.
I can't fault somebody who like, yo, yeah, I took 10 years because I'm not gonna play with my life. Like I watched what's name from Dipset. I watched J.R. Ryder say that, like, yo, I took the 3 years. Because I know I didn't do nothing, but I'm a public figure. So they want to make an example out of me.
Yep.
And like, yo, I'm not going to play with my life. I'll never look at somebody crazy like that.
It continues.
Yeah, like it's crazy, yo. Like, yo, it's crazy.
It's gotta take the sons.
Yeah. And I just wish people would pay a lot more attention to the fact that this is like reality, yo. Like where, first of all, I'll never blame a family because you lose a loved one, some harm happened to you. If the cops say this is the person who did it, you just see blood because like you just want some kind of like vengeance or whatever. So you don't know. Like I'm sure, like if that the whole Central Park 5 thing, I'm sure the family members, like the cops said that these are the kids who did it. They got them to say they did it on tape. They want some kind of justice for, the lady who was murdered. Not knowing that they did some faulty shit, right? So I never blame I always take the family out the picture because they just care about what happened to their loved one or whatever.
Their loved ones, facts.
But the fact that this is not an anomaly, that this has been going on for years. Y'all watch all these dudes coming home at 40, 50, 60, all these dudes who's getting exonerated, yo. And it's like, it was like, see murder. Like his case, like, is crazy. The person who did it said he did it.
Did it.
Still want to keep him in.
They want to keep him in there.
It's about pride.
Facts.
Saying that I did wrong, and like they don't care. Like I'm human. I made a mistake.
Yep.
Right, and it's crazy because we all like pawns to it, yo. Like we all like. I watch friends go in because somebody lied on them or whatever. They, it's known. I'm sure that the ADAs and everything know that this person is lying, but they care about numbers. You a number. You a percentage. You a conviction rate for them. And as long as they pick their numbers up, it's like, yo, like this shit is crazy. And when I sit there and I tell people, like, yo, this is how it is. Here's your proof. And this is the worst part. Because you got proof on top of proof. They don't care. And it's like, I don't get it. Like, I'll never understand it. Yeah.
They're not affected by it. It doesn't matter. Oh, well. Turn this way.
I mean, but you gotta think about it like this, though, right? If, like, Free's trying to abolish the prisons, right? But it's gonna be a lot of pushback. You know why? Because if people stop going to jail, 8 different individuals loses their job or their career. We talking about from lawyers to police officers to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's the misconception about it, though, because people don't really dig into what abolition really is, right? Because it's not about them losing their job.
Right.
It's about doing something different.
Different.
Which means you will have that job, but it's something different.
Like, they don't understand that. That's the thing. They don't understand that.
They seeing what you're saying. My job. Like, no, bro, because I believe in what's called community supervision, but not the community supervision like ankle monitors and all that house arrest shit. All of our numbers tell you, people, you got all these people like, follow the numbers, right? All the numbers say people who get frequent visits where they family can see them, people who aren't sent fucking 5-6 hours from home, who's close to where they live. Those are the things that prevent people from going in and out. Economic premise, money, finances to provide for yourself. So why aren't we doing anything that puts us closer to that? Because everybody looks at the violence that happened as the problem, the crime that happens is the problem, like drugs is the problem. But the problem, the root to all evil in this country is poverty. If everybody had a way to I don't want to be a millionaire. I'll tell you that right now. I don't want $1 million.
Nope.
I just want to be.
I want to be able to. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be able to go on a vacation every year, and I want to be able to provide my kid to be able to do whatever he wants.
Yep, that's
I don't need to have $1 million to do it, and I don't think a lot of people who never really had wants to have that kind of money.
Facts.
Because I think it comes with a lot of handouts, and it comes with a lot of responsibility of understanding, like, damn, if I got $1 million, I can't. I gotta take care of, like, my community. Like, there's a lot of rules with that I don't think I'm mentally prepared for yet. Hopefully, I can get there one day, so I can figure out, like, yo, what could I do if I had all this money?
So you can help somebody else.
Exactly, because it's like, yo, I got to make a decision. Do I give it to, like, homeless people? Do I give it to cancer patients? It's like, who do I choose? Where for this to come from? But where I can make that choice, where I could give this person here this time, I could give this person here that time, or whatever. That's how comfortable I want to be.
Yeah.
If everybody was comfortable, all these problems stop. Because if you think about it, the neighborhoods where everybody kind of got money, you don't see these problems. Because if you saw it there, then that would mean that people are inherently violent. People are inherently bad people. But it's like, yo, if you never had to figure out, like, yo, I literally got to take this in order to have, then you can't understand, like, how people make their decisions. And it get crazy like that, and that's why I'm like, yo, I'm going to continue telling these stories and telling it that way, because y'all going to get it one way or another.
Do you think it's easier when both parents are in? Because this starts from home. Like at the
Yeah,
end of the day, like we gotta teach our kids this. Like
yeah.
our generation, what happened with the ones before mine and before that shit is done. Like there's nothing we can do about that shit. You know what I mean? What we can do now is start right now at home. So do
Yeah.
you feel like is it important to have both parents to kind of set that, or like
I
give me
think I think you need guardians, whether that's your
okay,
parents, whether that's your uncle, your aunt, whether that's your grandparents. You need guardians. Now, when you don't have your parents, something's missing because that's a part of you. So you always gonna resent that you didn't have your
right,
parents. But I'm where I'm at because I had mentors, right? I ran into somebody who looked at me, saw past the hoodie and the earrings and all
mm-hmm.
that, and saw like, yo, you could do something great, right? Like I met this woman in Queens at York, Dr. Rogers. Like if I and she grew up in Rochdale in Queens. She grew up in the hood. You know she used to be up and about in Harlem and all that, so she get it. First time I met her, bro. First time I met her, I'll never forget this. I think I had like a 3.2 GPA, right? My first time ever having a 3.0 anytime in school. She was like, nah, that's not good enough. I'm looking at her like she crazy, like what? So she break it, so she break it down. Like, listen, as crazy as this is gonna sound, everything you do, you gotta do that much more. You can't just have 3.2 and this person who had everything their whole life got the 3.2. Like, you gotta have that plus something else.
Facts.
So she brought me in to teach like elders, like computers, how to use a computer or whatever. So she had me doing like community work. And once I started doing community work with her, like that was it. I always wanted to do something in the neighborhood because like that was the shit that was important. Like fuck school, honestly. Like forget the class shit. I could get through that, but what else can I do on top of that that's gonna make it worth it? Right? Like if I'm not doing something in the neighborhood, like one thing I can say why I'm glad I grew up in the projects. MFs is terrified of Chicago, bro. Like people hear Chicago and is like, oh hell no. Like, but when you grow up in the hood, you've been in one hood, you've been in them all. Right? So it's like you're a lot more comfortable in certain situations where people are uncomfortable. And you being so comfortable helps to make other people comfortable. Because it's like, oh, nah, Light is comfortable. Like, like Joe is comfortable. Like, all right, cool. I'm with Joe. So this I'm okay because I'm with this person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing about me is you ain't got to be my closest friend, but if I bring you somewhere, I'm responsible for you because you can't me. So and I think that's the thing. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm happy where I grew up. I think like, are you in Atlanta? I know Atlanta is way different, but I'm sure you a lot more comfortable than a lot of people in your skin. Because you comfortable in your skin. People not comfortable in their skin. Like I'm watching your video, you telling your story. I knew some of that from when we was on the Raiders or whatever. But I'm like, yo, the right person is gonna hear y'all talk. They're gonna be like, yo, I want to do this shit too. Do the podcast and talk about where I'm from in Newark. I want to do the podcast talk about where I'm from in Detroit. I want to talk about where I'm from in in this part because we all need it. Because one, they think all of our hoods is the same, which is crazy, and it's not. But
videos, man, I hate to even throw shade, or even if you consider it throwing shade, but there's a channel out there that all they do is they literally drive through neighborhoods.
Yo, they have one of those in the Bronx, and I'm like, what is this?
Exactly, yes.
Most notorious hood, and they got like 10 million views or some crazy numbers.
Yo.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What is this?
I'm like,
yo, it's a white dude. It's a white dude. It's a white dude, and he hops out for like 2 seconds, right?
Yes.
He hops out for like 2 seconds and make it seem like he was really there.
It's just all camera views. Like they in a car, like, and they like, we got notorious hood in Chicago, and they just drive by. Notorious hood in New York, they just drive by in the car.
Yo,
no contact with nobody, nothing, yo.
And what you're saying right there is what I believe in as far as my work, right? Where I think his responsibility was find somebody from there and let them show you around. Let them get that credit. Yes, like you your channel, whatever, but you gotta like give the respect to these dudes who's like from them, right? Like, why are you not reaching out? Like, yo, I want to do such and such. First of all, dudes gonna be happy to do it. Like, prime example, right? Yo, and this is funny. When I started at Columbia, they got something called the community walk.
Mm-hmm.
So they're supposed to pick somewhere in New York and walk around and just observe what it's like in the neighborhood, right? So I'm asking people because literally Columbia is in Harlem.
It's in the hood. I can work over there. I know.
But what people don't know, I was one of maybe 4 New Yorkers in the whole program. 4 New York. Everybody from Cali, Chicago, from all over.
Countries, everything, yeah.
Different countries, whatever. So I'm asking people where they're gonna walk. So a lot of them talking about going downtown and shit. I'm like, nah. I sent the email. I say, yo, if y'all want to see New York, I'm gonna take you to where I grew up. Walk around. I want to say like 10 of them was bold enough to do it. So we took the 2 train from 125th, and when you come into Jackson, it comes above ground, and you get to look into Horizon. You get to look into the
gym.
Like, this is the first thing you see when you get above ground.
Facts, yo.
You gotta right across the street from my junior high school is a Burger King and then a jail for kids.
Facts. For kids, facts.
This is our reality. We see a fast food spot and we see the jail. But they used to send some of our mans and we'd be like, yo, what time y'all going on the yard? And we'd go hop the train so we could try to catch a glimpse of them on the yard.
Facts, yo.
Like, which is like, this is what we used to do when we was young. Like, yo, we used to go, and I go, yo, what's such and such, when they gonna be outside? Be like, yo, you gonna be outside at 11:30. We go hop the fucking train at 11:20. We wait for the train to come, open up, jump that shit before the cops can catch us. Just to see your man real quick. You can't do nothing because it's they're young. They ain't got no money there.
Yeah.
So we can't do nothing. So like, we'd go in between this before it was law not to be in between the train, yelling names like this, try to see your man real quick because you're in a bad little situation or whatever. Right? So I'm like, nah, y'all not gonna walk around 42nd. Like, that's not New York. Like, come see it, and y'all gonna be straight. Like, I grew up here. So I tell dudes from the block, like, yo, they gonna ask y'all some, like, stand on the corner, whatever. So we walk through. They get to see my elementary, because you normally with the elementary on your block and junior high. I didn't leave until I went to high school. Then I'm all the way like Clinton on the west side or whatever. And I'm like, yo, yeah, this is where I grew up. I take them by that auto zone where it's like all the fiends who fix cars. And I'm like, but I'm telling them, because you just looking at this as people trying to get high. But look at this little like hustle they got. This is what we do in New York. You use what you can do and hustle to get whatever you need. Now, if they using their money to buy drugs, that's on them.
So
if I feel like I'm gonna give, I don't care. Like people say, "Oh, I ain't gonna give because they're gonna buy drugs."
Exactly, I'm the same way. You're gonna give facts.
You choose to buy drugs. You choose to I'm like, yo, I got no money. I get a sandwich. All I want to say, I need $2. All right, man, whatever. Right? And I showed them that, like, yo, they could fix anything on your car. Like, that's a fact. Why you gonna go to the mechanic? Like, now if you need something with the computer, something real technical, take that to the dealer. But you got a flat, let them fix it. Like, they only charge you like $20, and that's all around the Bronx, the little pit stops and all that. Then we walk up. I showed them, yo, we got a juvie right here. Feel me? Then I take them through like Patterson, the other projects, and then I'll end nicely with Yankee Stadium. Like, I show them the courthouse. This is where they take all of us or whatever, and then we can end in front of Yankee Stadium. Huh?
The old one or the new one?
No, this was the new one. By the time I did this, it was the new one. But I would show them like this was where the old one was. They tore it down or whatever. Like, it's a lot nice or whatever. But then they got this new stupid ass courthouse that they put all this money in with a Starbucks across the street. But we can't do an after school program. But they want to put a Starbucks. And all that. And they want to put these dividers in the road or whatever. But they won't give nobody from the block nothing. But money for this nice courthouse to take everybody into or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just show them like how, like, you know, like this is what it really is. And it's like, first of all, y'all only here to do social work. The people y'all working with, y'all clients is gonna be people from here.
From here.
You need to learn where they from. And this is why people don't talk to y'all. When y'all talk about like, oh, I get a client that don't want to talk to me, because you can't relate to this.
Can't relate.
You can't talk to them about a story that happened with this.
Yeah.
How they gonna trust you? Like, it's all about, like, you know, being able to build, like, you got to build rapport some way, somehow.
Same thing with the police. Like, how you gonna have a guy policing a neighborhood that he's never been through? He never drove through, never visited, doesn't know anybody here. That the mentality of the people around there, nothing. And then they go over there in fear the whole time, and then some stupid shit happens because they in fear the whole time, on the edge.
That's the realest shit ever, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you why I tell them all the time policing don't work. And what they missing it. They are not allowed to police their own neighborhood. Who are you most likely to listen to, though?
Exactly.
All these cops who be shooting people, black, Latino, white, Asian, everybody, they were talking about how they were scared, right? You're not gonna be scared of your man you grew up with for 10, 15 years. Think about it when you used to do the dirt on your block, right? When you saw like your mom's friend or like the old lady, you're not gonna be disrespectful in front of her. Oh, y'all stop all that cursing. Okay, cool. When she leave, we back at it, but like there was a respecting. You don't think there would be a lot much more respect for cops if it's people from the block who's policing it? That's why I never understood that. Like, like to me, it's like, who better to protect your neighborhood than somebody who's from it?
And even back in the day, they used to actually walk the beat. They used to walk through, meet the people, get to know them and shit, so they know exactly what's going on. And if you're cool with somebody, most likely somebody gonna come talk to you and tell you something that happened,
like that
help you out, whatever.
It's like that in the suburb. In the suburb, the cops know people by name.
Yep. Fact.
They know the cops.
They have full conversation.
It's the same cop, you know, who when the cop dropped by on a holiday, they throw a little card in his car, like, you know, like whatever, because they build a relationship.
Yep, facts.
Yo, bro, I sit down with cops all the time because of the work I do. How do we help build? Oh, y'all gotta get to know people, yo. like I tell the cop all the time, like, y'all won't, like, when y'all, if one of your officers kill somebody, y'all tell us we gotta wait for the information, right? If something happened in the hood, y'all want us to tell y'all right away without us knowing all the information. Y'all won't give up information on your man, but you want us to talk about the person. Because at the end of the day, you see too many innocent people getting locked up. So that's people that, some people live by code to where they don't talk to you guys. They don't talk to you. Then you got people who know, like, okay, this might have happened, but y'all be so hasty. I'm not gonna give up somebody who could be innocent for you to make a number. Remember, there was a couple cops who played on the football team with us. Right?
Yeah, my boy Tiny,
and even in the league.
Yeah.
Because I stayed in the league, so there's cops in the league, and a lot of them see what I post on my Facebook. Everybody think I'm anti-cop. I'm not anti-cop. I'm for what's right or whatever. And they like, oh, how could you believe in it? I'm like, first of all, when Ahmaud Arbery got killed, the black kid who got killed when he was jogging, that was the first time I seen cops. And when George Floyd died, that was the first time I seen cops out loud saying that this person was wrong. It took y'all years to do that. Now imagine if y'all was doing that from the jump, like speaking out against BS cops. People might have a little more respect for you. Like the lady in Florida, when the cop pushed the protester, she pushed him, like, what are you doing? And she got for that. But it's like, oh, okay, there are some of y'all who do that, but it took y'all so long. Like, y'all can't tell me a case like Amadou Diallo and Sean Bell made sense when you know that two cops had to reload their weapon and air it out again. It can make sense.
Yep.
But they live by their gang rules. Because they ultimately they're a gang.
And when we call them a gang, they get mad. Like, nah, y'all move like y'all move more gang like than gangs move.
The gang, fact.
Same rules, man. They play the same rules. Don't snitch on your homie.
Yep.
Always get their back.
Yep. Facts. They play the same game.
People don't understand why people from the hood like the cop shows, because we watch y'all be dirty and laugh at this shit like, yo, this is really what it is. Like, you know, like, there's a no snitching room with cops.
Yep.
So how y'all mad at people in the street who don't know y'all?
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
like, I'm not comfortable because I think about all the times I was stopped. I remember when I told you I got hurt, my leg was strapped straight because I had like reconstructive surgery on my knee. My leg, but because I was walking with a limp and with a cane, they hopped out on me. Every time I got stopped by a cop when I was in school, I would always show my school ID because it's like, all right, maybe that's gonna have them look at me different, right? But they don't give a fuck, bro. Like they still don't care, like. Yo, where I live in Hyde Park. That's where the University of Chicago is. Super small ass, like little town, right? They got their own private police who don't leave this little bubble. And they're the second largest private police department in the country.
Damn.
And I'm like, yo, all y'all do is drive around the school in this neighborhood when all this shit is happening on the south side. That y'all, like, because what it is, I'm going to tell you what I noticed when I go through the hood in Chicago. They cameras don't work. And I don't see as much police as you would think. Like, what you think is going to happen? People feel like, and then not for nothing, like, people are fed up with police to the point where it's like, yo, they're going to do what they're going to do anyway, so they just get busy in front of police.
Facts.
Because it's like, yo, y'all don't even come with your hand up while y'all standing on the corner, move up the corner like, damn, hello, good morning, good afternoon, nigga.
Exactly,
like, what? Like, I live it. We're not even doing that. We chilling. What's wrong with a bunch of people just chilling?
They just see a mob of dudes. They see a mob. That's what they see, a mob of people.
That's what I love about New York. When I walk through a block, even if it's not my block, and I see dudes just in front of the building chilling, like, that's New York vibes. Like, that's vibes. Like, yo, I bet you they cutting everybody out.
Eventually, something's gonna happen.
Yeah. Like, yo, that's us. Like, it ain't much to do. So we gonna sit here, we gonna chill, we gonna rap, we gonna talk about like, who lost a fight, this dude girl who cheated on him or whatever, like would do something shit making fun about whatever, and like dudes is vibing, like they smoking. First of all, half y'all cops smoke, so kill me with half y'all smoke.
With a cop that used to smoke with me and shit. Yo, he used to be drinking a 40. I'm like, yo, you sure you a cop and shit? Yo?
Yeah, because all they smoke and they do the water trick. They chug 2 gallons of water before the piss test, so that it comes out like unreadable, and like that's what they do.
That's what they do, just like parole.
Yeah, like that's what they do. Like like, yo, let dudes be, man. Like, I think if y'all let people, the communities police each other, and y'all just be around for when shit get too out of control, it's different. Like, to me, if I seen 2 dudes fighting, as long as one not overkilling them, yo, let them get it off their chest. But you got dudes who get a little extra, like, homie, be knocked out and they still want to go crazy. Like,
right. That's assault. That's assault.
But if they both getting theirs off, yo, you don't understand how much better both of them are gonna be being able to get that out. Because to me, there's no more aggression left. Like, yo, we both got it off our chest.
Yeah.
It is.
I see people have brutal fucking fights and shit and become the best of friends after that shit. Yeah.
You listen, even me and Joe fought as kids. You know what I mean? Several times.
Yeah. Fight, yo. He hit me with a brick in the fucking mouth, yo. Out of nowhere.
There we go.
Shit, yo. We gotta bring that up, man.
No, but that makes
Yo, you know what a dirt bomb is, yo.
Yeah,
I threw a little dirt ass. He picked up a fucking brick and threw the shit at me.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I don't know, yo. We was like 7. I don't know what you talking about, dude. Right? But I'm glad you made that point, right? So like, if you in the streets and you getting in a scuffle and niggas fight, it's just like in a boxing fight, right? Whenever they in the ring, they getting it on, they boxing, and once the ref sees that the other dude can't defend himself no more, the ref comes in and stop it. That's the same, and that's like we can use when the shit get too out of control. Then you come in and you do what you have to do.
Now nobody want to stop it because they want to record that shit, and post it.
Right. Yo, oh man, my latest like almost getting into fights was because of that. Yo, like, what are you recording, son? Like, I'll laugh at a couple videos. Like, yo, they just sent me a video of my boy I grew up with. He knocked 2 dudes out or whatever, right? Or whatever. But I'm like, yo, what gives you the urge to pull your phone out? Like, on 145th, because I moved to Harlem. Before I left New York, I moved to Harlem for a couple of years. 145th, everybody know, like 145th and what is it, in 8th Ave in Frederick Douglass. There's the Popeyes. Right there, right before where Willie Burger used to be, like, or whatever. Yeah, Popeyes is right there. So I'm walking up the block. I see these kids fighting. I'm like, oh goddamn! Everybody on the phone. One of the girls literally threw the girl through the Popeyes window, and they recording this shit. And like, excuse my French, because like I'm gonna put everybody to this video, but I'm like, all y'all some pussies. Like, really? This girl just went through the glass. Like, this what I'm doing? And everybody sharing this shit. Like, yo, man, it's like, this really how far we came. But then again, like I told y'all, what happened was, y'all took care of us, kept us in line. We failed this group. And dudes don't want to say that. Dudes don't like to admit they fought.
Don't like to admit it. Yep.
Those who like my 30s, 20s, we failed dudes.
The thing is, with our generation, it was almost like a broken household and shit. Yeah. We got information, but it was bits and pieces and shit, and we had to kind of piece it together. So by the time we got it together, it was too late to pass on to the next generation and shit. So they were free, and make it up as they went along.
What dudes still had though was, even if they didn't have that knowledge, there was some honor and a code and some rules that you had to follow, right? Like, to me, like what it was is, I think about all my men that I fought. We always fought. The block would hear about it, but like not too many people seen us fight. We'd go take that like, oh nah, y'all gonna fight? All right, go in the building. There's no audience. You just come in there after about like 4 or 5 minutes, break it up. Like, I mean, I had to fight my man on the basketball court one time before, but like that was in the heat of the moment or whatever. But I think about, I remember my brother fought one of my friends. Everybody leave the building. Like, what are you watching for? Let them get theirs off. And then after a while, boom, go break it up. And like that's it. You don't know who won, you don't know nothing.
Hey, yo, Free, I ain't gonna lie, Duffy was a fighting nigga. I remember that day in practice.
But no, see, that's different though. And I'll tell a story. So look, right, because I was before at this time, so I know he's talking about. It was, yo, light man, and I'm gonna say we was cool. It was just one.
No, it's family. You know, it's family.
No, it is. No, it is. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, like, because we later stopped being cool because of this, and not because of the fight. Not because of the fight. It was just because
I know.
Yeah. So
I know.
We practicing or whatever. Dudes argue. Football, yo, to me, it's not a football team. We don't argue, right?
Yeah, facts.
I'm arguing with one of our teammates or whatever, and we in each other's face, and he mushed me with his finger, like so it's like, all right. So he mushed me. So like, to me, that's it. You touch me. So so boom. So I punched him. Now, it was light, and it was one other person who had to calm me down. And it's a reason, because a lot of people didn't see what happened while I wanted to take it somewhere. So me and the dude, we didn't really get off like that. Like, I punched him.
Right.
He swung a couple times. They broke it up, right?
Yep.
But while one of our men, while Dennis Big Shot was holding me, he got loose and ran, and he continued to hold me while he ran. So he got one off. The only time he got one off on me, but so in my mind, y'all trying to jump me. Because why you holding me and you running at me? So I'm like, nah, like it's lit. And like, yo, please, yo, don't turn around. I'm like, yo, he held me. So to me, he held me so he could get one off or whatever, right? So boom, the same dude we used to watch like our film at his crib. He called me, like literally, like called me the next day, like, yo, that's nothing. I'm like, yo, I'm not sweating it. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like from then, like he would throw these little shots on like Facebook, and it's like, bro, like to be honest.
Oh, he was throwing shots on Facebook? Oh, I didn't know that. Because
remember, a bunch of them left the team. So when they left the team, it was like, you know, the little back and forth with dudes who wasn't on the team. So it was like this little like animosity because he wasn't that good. And he felt like I would, but I was like, I was way better than him or whatever. But what it was with me was like, yo, bro, like called me right after and was like, yo, like it's nothing. So to keep like talking about this situation, and it's like not for nothing. If I would have took it there, I get no points for that because he's not like that. And to me, like you get bad karma when you prey on a weak. Because I tell people, and not like he's a weak person, but he's just
no. I'm kidding. You know I understand.
No, yeah. But no, I'm just making it clear. Like I think if you walked up and punched him in the face, he'd fight you. But I feel like I pulled up in the car, he can't do that, like or whatever. Yeah. So my whole thing with it was like, that's where you get bad karma, and a lot of the dudes in the street who I seen get real bad karma is when they try to take it to a level with somebody who don't want to do it. They don't want to take it like that. Like you get what I'm saying? So yeah, that was the only reason why, and like I had to go to like my coach because they had like the field, they get like a permit and stuff, and like I didn't want to. So I had to go to them, I had to explain myself like what my line of thinking. My line of thinking, like fights is fights. Like I've been in a million fights, but it's like for somebody to run at me while somebody holding me, like in my mind, you jumping me. And I was like, yo, I don't care. Like, cause dude was holding, he like 6'5". I'm like, yo.
Dennis, your team has been.
Bro, I promise you, I will knock you out. like that was my whole thing. It's like, I just need to cool out myself. Like, don't like, but it's funny because it happens like that. But to me, that's brothers, like football, that's like brothers, like going at it or whatever. And we used to always do that. Like, whatever, like, that was like the thing. There's a bunch of dudes from the hood, like all from around the Bronx, who would come do his Bloods on the team, Crips on the team, fucking cops on the team.
Family.
Shit,
it was
like,
family, man.
Family. Like at the
it was family, man. It was family, yo.
But like, and then we laugh at yo. We still like every time I see Malcolm, like they always laugh about that shit. Like, yo, you snuff Malcolm. I'm like, yeah. And I see Dennis. I'm like, yo, yeah, dog. I thought y'all was really trying to pull like. Really? Like, how you holding me?
Nah, but but I'm gonna tell you something, though, man. Like that shit, being on that football team, because I was a lot of me. It was like me, Malcolm, Tim. A few of us that was a lot older than the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? But like just being around them, yo, that shit, it kind of like, because I was alone. Like and Freak can tell you I used to be in practice dolo at times, not really talking to people, and then they'll come over and they'll talk to me, and they got me. And that shit just changed me forever, man. I appreciate y'all for that. Yeah. And I wasn't that good. Like, I had, like, 2 good games.
Yo, let me tell you about your man, right? Let me tell you about your man, one of his good games. Remember I told you a bunch of dudes left the team, went on another team, right? Light just, he come to practice, he ball, he do his thing. Go after, like, that's his thing. He want to get out the game and go smoke. Like, yeah. And then at this time, 4 Locos was popping. So we used to be pounding the 4 Locos and all that, right? The man Light, we playing this team called the Westchester Steelers. A bunch of dudes who just played with us went to that team and was talking wild shit, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm playing D-tackle on the left, Light is the tackle on the right. So Dushanton is in front of Light. Light's kicking this dude ass on soft. You want some of this? He don't fuck. So I'm like, yo, what happened to Light today? Like, I was fucking on the field. And I'm like, yo, but that's the shit I like to see because I come from that. Like, I played football a long time. I'm like in front of dudes where like all that SMD, all that was set on the like, yo, I'm
Yeah, man.
in Philly. They like, yo, y'all don't play ball in New York. Like, this is why I'm in college. Like, yeah, we about to bust your ass and go fuck all y'all moms. Like, literally, this is the type of shit. Yeah, we like, what? Like, what? These is like actual dudes who like come from good schools and all that. My school was everybody from the hood. It's all us from like the 5 boroughs, from like Newark, New Jersey, from like Philly, like it's all the outcasts, like gang members and all that. So we want to fight. We don't want to play ball, but they knew how to get in our head. Like we won the game, but I'm like, yo, dude really just said like, yo, they about to win and like go fuck to my mom. What? Like it was crazy, but yeah, yo, I love that time. Like with lighting them,
It
yo.
was. Yeah, it was good.
Playing ball, that was some dope times. Like for real.
Yo, I know. Y'all went to the y'all went to what team y'all went to after that?
Went to the Predators in
The
Staten
Predator.
Island.
I know. Y'all won like 2 championships, right?
Won one chip there. Then Sean went to a team in Brooklyn, and they won theirs in Brooklyn. So I got to win with some dudes, and Sean and them got to win one together, which was dope. You know, because like even though the team was family, and I've never been on a team as close as the Raiders was, but dude, we ain't have like the talent and we ain't have the coaching to put us above like where we needed to be. And I think if we had the coaching, we would have won a lot more. But it was like dudes cared more about being a family than like putting together like winning. So I was like, yo, like I gotta go win one. So like we split the team up, dudes went all over the place, whatever. So like, you know, we got the win one. It was dope. It was a cool time. Like we played in some all-star games together or whatever. A lot of them dudes I'm still close with like today, which is like dope. And like building those kind of like, you know, relationships and all that, and watching dudes become fathers. Like I think like most of us had our first kids around the same time, like me, Jules, Pedro, Eric, like we all had kids around the same time. Which was dope to kind of like see dudes like grow, because we was a bunch of dumbass knuckleheads. Like we was, you know, like, we was still stuck in that mentality. And to like see dudes kind of like grow from it, still have it in them, like that shit don't ever leave you. Like the Bronx, we tell you, never gonna leave none of y'all, no matter how old, no matter how successful.
Look, you see him. You see, he been in Atlanta since '96. He still got a Yankee hat on. That shit never getting out of this system ever.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
That's what our channel is about, man. But it's not only about the Bronx and shit, yo. It's about that New York life, about us being from that cloth, that, you know, there was no snitching. Like we had codes and we conducted ourselves as men out there. You know
I'm biased to the channel because y'all from the Bronx, so like I'm biased. Y'all from the I'm biased. You should have seen me my whole 2 years at Harlem. Like I'm like, yo, I'm not from here. I ain't from the
Bronx. Yo, I moved to Georgia first. Yo, for the Bronx, son. The Bronx.
Like where you from? Like
they know as soon as I start talking, they know as soon as I walk in, I'm from New York and shit.
Listen, I tell you what, one thing I can say that we definitely got over everybody else, there's not a single place in the United States that starts off with duh. We only want to fill up with duh Bronx. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. No, and it's like, I always say it, like dudes be like, oh, yo, who, you know, somebody from Chicago, and people be tagging me, trying, yo, I'm from the Bronx. I live in Chicago. Like, I live in Harlem. I'm from the Bronx. Like, yo, don't get it misconstrued, because like that's a territorial thing, I think, with us. Because a lot of people who not from here, like, oh, I was from out there. If you grew up in the Bronx, you would say. Because not for nothing, when you like, if you make it to a level where you comfortable, like you ain't gotta make it out the Bronx, but make it to where you comfortable, you thankful as hell for that. Because all you see is some people who's okay. You see a lot of people who's not. Like I got a lot of friends who I grew up with who strung out right now, and it's like, damn, like yo, and it's hit or miss. Like you go away, travel for one summer, come back, shit crazy. I went to school, my last year in school, I went back for graduation. Came back to find out my whole project got indicted. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like they're like, yeah, they just rushed in, they had a tap for like 5 or 6 years. or whatever. They moved somebody to the block who got cool with everybody who was an informant. They moved the informant into the projects who was in there, whatever, end up like, infiltrating and all that or whatever. And it's like, everybody starting to come home, but it's like a lot of people, because when you co-defendants, you can't parole in the same area with co-defendants. So some people getting moved out. And, in the project, if you don't got enough people on the lease for the amount of building, the amount of rooms, they was moving people, moms. Some people told, so like they stay away or whatever. So it's like, damn, like it's crazy. It's different.
I know, man.
I still love where I'm from. Like,
I could talk to you for hours, man. I could talk to you for hours and shit. But before we gotta wrap this up, because we've been on here for a minute and shit. We definitely gonna bring you up for part 2 and shit, yo. But before you go, there's one message you can pass on real quick. Just try to prevent somebody going down the wild path.
My message is find out what you want to do and what you love to do, and regardless of how long it take you to get there, like go do it. Like I'm in my program with people who's in their 20s. It took me till I was damn near my 30s to figure out what I want to do, but it brings me joy every day. Like I wake up and I'm happy with what I do. So like, don't chase the bag, but like chase something that's meaningful for you. But get your bag doing it though. Like, don't do it for free. Like, get your don't chase the dollar amount, because all money ain't good money, man. And I don't think people understand that, like how dirty and evil money could be. So yeah, that's mine.
Well, shit, shout out your social media just in case anybody want to reach out to you, man.
So my Instagram and my Twitter is both Built for Success, but it's BUILTFOESUCCESS. And that's Instagram and Twitter. My Facebook is Darrell Washington, my government.
One more time. Just in case.
So
Yeah,
Twitter and Instagram is Built for Success, BUILTFOESUCCESS.
Okay, cool.
Word. Yo, happy to do this, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yo, you coming back, kid? You know that,
yeah,
right?
Let me know whenever.
Listen, if we can, I would love to get Malcolm on this. If we could get Malcolm on this,
I talked to Malcolm. I'm sure Malcolm would do. Yeah, I'm sure. And Malcolm got some stories. Like he's a great dude to talk to. He's been around the way.
I know.
Like he do the martial arts thing. He's in the Hall of Fame in New York.
I know.
He'd be a good dude to talk to as well.
That's what's up, man. Definitely reach out to them. Let them know we got an open platform. We got a voice for the people, man.
I'll talk to some people and get some people up here for y'all. For real. We got some dope stories.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Much love.
Love, baby.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.